Okay, everybody, hello. Welcome to the pre-match for Everton versus Chelsea at Goodison Park. A 2 o'clock kickoff is going to be in about half an hour. I'm on for around about half an hour today, guys. 20 minutes, half an hour, just as we discuss the starting 11 that's been released. As you can see at the bottom there, and we look ahead to what's hopefully Everton getting off to a good start in the Friedkin era. So, just going off the starting 11. Of course, Jordan Pickford in goal. Unchanged back four of Young, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Michalenko. Mangala and Gay keep their place in the centre of midfield. Harrison, maybe the most surprising one on the right. He's with the Corey and Njai. Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. And the referee for today is Chris Havana. If anyone does have any comments, please feel free to throw them towards me. We'll have a little discussion on the starting 11. Has anyone got any surprises? Anyone they're surprised to see? Would have been nice to see a little bit of rotation, maybe. A lot of these players are aging. There's a lot of games coming in. We spend a lot of time without the ball, so I would have expected to see a little bit of rotation within the team. Apparently not, though. No Dwight McNeil, not even on the bench again. He's probably 50-50, and obviously this time of year, games coming thick and fast. It's cold. It's not very nice to play in. You're probably just going to give him a little bit of a rest as needs be. I'm a bit surprised to see Harrison on the right. I thought he's been quite poor recently. I know we want him to do more of the hard work, the defensive work, but he's still not been very, very good. Would have been nice to maybe mix things up with Lindstrom in there this time again. A little bit of rotation as well. If anyone's concerned about no Brozier in game Calvert-Lewin starting again, please again, guys, be aware. Chelsea are his parent club, so he's unable to play against them. So that's why Calvert-Lewin's got the nod, unsurprisingly as well. Mr. Blue Skies, yeah, I feel the same as well. Happy. Chimiti's on the bench. It's another option, especially with Brozier not there. Someone who can do something a little bit different kind of player to what Better is going forward as well, isn't he? So it's nice to see him back. He's promising. Hopefully that's a sign of good things to come as well. Hi, Whammy Spoons. Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you as well, mate. I'm sure we're all in the festive spirits. Hope Everton don't ruin it. I'm off to the in-laws today, and then it's back home for the Baileys, and hopefully watch Everton do well on match of the day 2 again, eh? So, if anyone wants to know about the Chelsea lineup as well, there are not too many massive surprises. Sanchez in goal, of course. Gusto, Tosin, Disasi, and Colwill. I think the biggest surprise there is most likely going to be Tosin Adebayo. He didn't play a game, really, for Chelsea until the end of November. He's played 3 or 4 now over the space of a month, so he's been very much involved. He's a physical centre-back. The lad he played for Fulham last season. But, look, they're not a solid pairing in terms of the experience they've got together, just like we've got with Branthwaite and Tarkowski. So, something we could hopefully maybe try and take some advantage of. The only other real surprise is the Pedro Neto's playing. Madueke has been very, very good for Chelsea recently. I know in the preview, a couple of us were concerned about him being able to attack on Michalenko or Ashley Young. It's Pedro Neto instead. Look, he's just as dangerous as well, isn't he, Pedro Neto? He's got pace, he's got trickery, so it's going to be very much a similar kind of play that we're going to have to deal with, but hopefully we're drilled enough to do something. We were terrible against Arsenal in terms of going forward. We didn't create anything, did we? I know that's disappointing, but we took a point before the game. We'll probably take a point today. It's not where we should be, but let's be honest, we will take a point before today. So hopefully we can do the same. Defend stoutly. Again, as Whammy Spoon says, not the greatest weather. Hopefully that plays into our kind of game, make things a bit more difficult. Players that want to be a bit more trickery, kind of like that luxury kind of game. Hopefully we can stick it to them again. Very physical game. Make them really just not enjoy their day up north in Liverpool. Nicholas Jackson in good form. Sancho, Palmer, one of the most informed central midfielders at the moment as well. Enzo Fernandez, he's in the centre of the park with Moise Caicedo. So like I said, no major surprises there for Chelsea really. Tosin, Adebayo and Neto, the only ones who've potentially would have had someone else in their stead. Is anyone in the comments feeling positive in regards to the game today? It's nearly Christmas. We're all in the festive spirit, like we've said. The Friedkins are in. We've got the keys to the stadium. Surely Goodison's going to be rocking, guys. Surely we can try and do something, even if the weather's terrible. And thank you very much. That's Ryan as the admin there supporting me. So thank you very much, guys. It is the festive period, so obviously everyone's a little bit busy at the moment doing what they need to do. We're off to see the in-laws later. But for now, I'm here to go through and break down the starting 11 as we've got so far. Yeah, I understand what you mean, Peter. He's not very good on the right. Doesn't have the pace, does he? We don't have an overlapping fullback. So for him to create that space to cut left, so he's just very blunt when he plays on the right, trying to cut inside. I don't have a massive issue with him playing there all the time, with him starting there. But we really need to change things up mid-game when it's clear it's not working. And Jai can come over, swap things around. I know myself, I'm like a broken record where I'll repeat it. But it's nice to change things up, keeps teams guessing. But if we're not moving Harrison, if we're just keeping in that same spot, the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again. And there is Wormy Spoon says, yeah, again, not much to do attacking, but we are going to go into this game and try and keep a clean sheet. It's not going to be great to watch. It's not going to be pretty. But we need to kind of drag as many results from this Christmas period against these really good form teams as we can do. Chelsea, surprising people, surprising me, how well they've done so far this season. They're probably the biggest contenders to stop the Reds winning the title this season, aren't they? So against the really excellent teams, especially when we know how we play, there's nothing that's too shameful about trying to be stout, trying to be defensive, trying to get out there with a point. That being said, we do need to take the game to him a bit more. We need to take the game to everyone more. It suits the way Dyche plays. It suits Dyche's football. He'll revel in this terrible weather, just grinding out a 0-0 result. But I do think we need to be pushing a little bit more, taking advantage, especially like we said, weather like this. Calvert-Lewin's a big lad. He might not be too physical, but let's rough them up. Let's just get on the front foot. The ridiculous wins that we've got here, for anyone local, know, we'll create a little bit of indecision, maybe a little bit of awkwardness on the bounce, something that we can take advantage of and break with. We need to be clued up. We can't just go in like a headless chicken, so we need to make sure we've got our space in our position. But there's certainly something there that we can kind of use to our advantage today. Like I said, 30-mile-an-hour winds we've got at the moment, so one lucky bounce and a play is through. You've seen it happen plenty of times with a ball over the top and it catches a defender out or catches a goalkeeper out, and your forwards through. We need to take advantage of that. And if we get one chance or two chances, our strikers need to be on it. And again, really need to perform well above their XG, because we've performed well below our XG. And if we're not getting many goals or many chances, we're not going to score many goals either, are we? So we need to pull that out the bag as well. Bit more aggressive, bit more forward thinking. But again, guys, let's just be realistic and know that we're going to play a very defensive game today, or at least I expect us to as well. Yeah, you're right, Pete. Like I've just said, it's going to be pure defensive work. We're not going to be going too far forward. Hopefully we can try and do something, but we know what we're getting into. We know what we're going to be watching. It's not great to watch, but let's support the boys, lads. Let's support all the boys. We have got a really good record against Chelsea lately at Goodison Park. I think we've won 5 out of our last 6 that we've played against them. So that stands us in really good stead. This time last year, when obviously we weren't in the best of form, and we went to and we beat them. It was a 2-0 win, wasn't it? Lewis Dobbin got his first and only Everton goal as well. So there's some positives there for us to look into. There's certainly a chance, and I know this Chelsea team's different from the Chelsea team last season. They're a much better outfit, much more tactically astute, and they're getting a lot more out of players like Nicholas Jackson, and the players out wide as well. They're a lot more efficient and a lot more deadly than they were last season. But mentality makes up for a lot of it in football. It gives you them marginal gains. So if we've got that good record, hopefully the players can go in that mindset. And again, them few chances that we do have, hopefully we take them. And if we can get in front, it's a completely different kind of game. Chelsea want to pass the ball around us, but Esca's a pupil of the Pep Guardiola school of football, isn't he? He's managed, coached under his management team. So they want to pass the ball around. They want short, nice, neat passing. And again, in this kind of weather, if we can get in front, I'd bank on us to win the game. The issue is getting in front, but if we do, we've certainly got it in us to keep a clean sheet, make things difficult, rough them up, and again, hopefully a bouncing Goodison Park that's not as affected by the weather gets everyone up front and gets us willing to get a goal, get in front and holding on. And I agree with you there, Whammy Spoons, lad. It must put you down when a manager says you're not good enough to win games. And as a long-term thing, he's not going to be our manager, whether it's in the next couple of weeks, in January, or whether it's the end of the season, he will be gone. But we know what we're going to be served at the moment. And although we don't like it, we need to get behind the team. We need to support the lads. And again, if we do get a point, it's a point that no one was expecting us to get against a team like this. So let's focus on what we can do, guys. It's a positive time of year for most of us. It's Christmas, we're all in the spirit. And again, the Friedkins are in charge. It's a new era. Let's get on a positive step. Let's not be very Everton that. Let's just get that positive mindset. Let's get in there. Let's rough them up. And let's walk away with it with our sack full of points for Christmas. Yeah, hopefully. I know previously we've had it where there's a really good atmosphere at the start, and Dyche's football, the fact that it's not very aggressive, it's not expansive, and it can be quite dull and boring. The fans will go from really, really high and supporting the team, really, really loud, great on the TV, to really, really quiet, like a proper quiet Goodison, because everyone's nervous because we're not doing too much, and everyone's frustrated, really, aren't they? Hopefully the fans can persevere through that, especially considering how positive we are. We're not just kind of forcing it to help the team. Everyone's genuinely in a really good mood and really good spirits. So hopefully that carries through a little bit more, and hopefully the team can play off that, and we're not just really, really slow, we're flat, there's no tempo. Hopefully there's none of that. And although we will need to defend, hopefully there is a bit of a buoyancy, a little bit of get-go for us as well going forward. In terms of results, has anyone got any predictions for us? I think I said on Thursday I thought it would be 2-0 to the Blues. If we get ahead, I can certainly see that happening. I can see that being that kind of game. I am in a positive mindset, and I might be going a little bit more heart over my head. But I can see an Everton win today, a 1-0 or a 2-0. Again, not going to be a pretty game. I'm not expecting us to have loads of chances, but if we can get in front, we can make things difficult and we can grind ourselves a win. Yeah, again, Ian, agree with you. I'll be happy once Dyche goes. Look, I don't hate him, maybe as much as a lot of other fans do. I just don't think he's brilliant. I don't think he's very good as a manager in general, or at least not the level that we need to be. He's forced us into a relegation fight, but still, let's do something. We can get a result, as Mr. Blue Skies have said. A lot of results have went our way yesterday. Leicester or Wolves as a draw as well. We hope that it's not exactly a free hit, but it's something for us to go ahead with and attack. And let's just be really, really positive. Everyone in the stands, and everyone, let's just really get behind the team. Let's back them. Yeah, Peter, I mean, it's not great, is it, when your heart says a board and 0-0, and that's unfortunately where we're at, because of the tactics that we're served up with. I understand where you come from 5-0 to Chelsea as well, because, again, we've not been a fantastic team. Sometimes when we get carved open, we really get carved open, and when we don't come back, do we? And Chelsea are that kind of team that can turn the screw. We've been stung a little bit by Cole Palmer in recent times. And again, as Whammy Spoon says as well, yeah, a 0-0 poor game. No one's expecting it to be great. We just need to be positive, guys. We really need to get against them, get at them, really use the weather to our advantage. Hopefully, again, having attacking options up front, Schmidt coming back as well, it gives us something to go for later on if we're still in the game. The lads just need to really, really be concentrated today, make it really, really difficult. That's it. Another point against the team much higher up as in the league. We got a boring 0-0 against Arsenal, and it was horrible to watch. Like I nearly fell asleep. I missed 5, 10, 20 minutes of that because it was that boring. But we got a 0-0, and it was a good result. Maybe not a fantastic performance, solid at times. Pickford, man of the match, and really got us out of the mire. But again, it's 0-0 against a team that's doing well in the league. It's 0-0 where people have been expecting us. So we haven't picked up points where we should have. And if we pick up points where we shouldn't, maybe it's not going to even itself out because we need a couple of 3 points here and there. But again, it's extra points where we shouldn't do. So fingers crossed we do very, very well today. Yeah, mentioned about Palmer. He's a brilliant player. And yeah, again, we can go home and maybe not hang our heads high, but you can kind of take some solace in the fact that if you have been beaten by a screamer, it stings. But you've played well. And again, against a team like this where you're not expecting too much, a good performance, it'd just be nice to see as well. More importantly, their performance or not, it'd be 3 points or at least a point as well going into Christmas. All my family, or most of my family are Reds, so I can't be dealing with Christmas Day, dealing with all them buzzing over the football and me gutted because we've been spanked by Chelsea. So fingers crossed the Blues do that for me. I don't know if that's going to happen just yet with me. If they've got someone in mind, then yeah, look, they'll take him out, but that'll probably have no bearing on this game. If they're going to pull Dyche out, I reckon it'll be, and it's not premeditated, it's reactionary. It'll be in January. It'll be once we've got through this game. The Forest game will probably be a good clue as to where we are, how we perform in the FA Cup, and teams which, again, are still decent teams, but teams where they're not playing as well as Chelsea, likes of Spurs, who are very 50-50, the likes of Brighton, who are a decent team, but again, they're not playing fantastic. So it's quite possible that if we perform poor against them and we end up in the bottom three, then they'll pull the plug reactionary. But I don't think they do it after this game. If they pull the plug after this game, they do it if we win as well, because it's going to be something they've premeditated and they've got a manager in mind who they'd want to bring in. And I understand where you come from, mate. I want us to play more expansive. I want us to play progressive football. It doesn't need to be tiki-taka. I like it to be quite aggressive, a little bit direct, a little bit of a counter-attacking game. I think, as Everton's, I think Scousers in general, even them across the pond, across the park, I think even they, just like ourselves, we're a working-class city, so we want quite aggressive, quite physical, quite forward-thinking football. We don't want the slow game, do we? We really want to get involved with it all. We want to get the tempo going, the atmosphere going. We love a party here, and we want everything to be buzzing. But what I will say is, statistically, any team that's in terms of a relegation fight, it's the teams that have poor attacks and better defenses. They survive a lot more often than poor defenses and better attacks. You think to the likes of Blackpool, if you remember in 2010, they're brilliant to watch. Maybe not the quality of their football, but the quality of the game, because they were really attacking. They really went for it. In the end, they went straight back down. They got absolutely battered because they weren't grinding them results. It doesn't mean to say that's where we should be, because we should be doing better than relegation. And Sean Dyche has essentially put us into this relegation fight by having that relegation mindset and telling the players, when in reality we should have done what Forest have done, what Brentford have done, and said, at the very least, we're a team that wants to really compete and move up the table, not just cling on by the skin of our teeth. So yeah, look, that is on the manager, and I myself, like most of us here, want a new manager in. It has to be the right manager. We can't just get someone in willy-nilly. So if they premeditated someone for the next couple of weeks, fantastic, I'm buzzing. But if it's just reactionary and we're getting another fella in for 18 months, it puts us in the same predicaments. And who are you going to get that's going to be a project kind of manager within this kind of time frame? Potter, yeah. Conce's out there without clubs. So if it's them, fantastic, because I don't mind the way they play football. But it has to be the right guy, and there has to be a plan. It can't be this short-termism. So yeah, it's a good shout. The concern would be there is if it's Moyes, he'll want at least 18 months. He'll want to go into brand more. And I don't blame him. He loves the club. I think he deserves a bit of stick from fans when he first comes in. Maybe his first game, a couple of pelters, personally. But after that, we'll get behind him because he loves the club, despite what he said. I think he was just being brash. I think it was Manchester United getting to him when he first got there. But again, the issue is after 6 months, if the man we want is free in the summer, then do we just pay off Moyes for a year? Do we burn that kind of bridge? Does he deserve that? You've got to be ruthless in football. Are we prepared to do that to him? Are we prepared to pay that money if you sack him after 6 months? I know there's rumours of him potentially being happy with the director of football kind of role. If anyone watched the overlap with him on it, he spoke about how he just likes to go watch football and he likes to basically watch players. He's just a fan of the game in general. So if it's away from tactics and just football, he'd probably like that kind of hands-on kind of thing. But then would his football and his tactics, especially as an ex-manager being very heavy-handed, would that then put another coach off? So there's a lot to think about here. And I appreciate, look, we've all got an opinion. Every single opinion is valid. And yeah. See, again, I'm on the fence with Felwell. I think he's done okay with what he's had. Yeah, Niels Maupay was one of his signings, and that was absolutely garbage. But he has brought some decent. He's been a decent player. The Mangala loan has worked okay. He's worked with his one hand tied behind his back on his shoestring budget. And while if there's better directors of football out there, look, be ruthless. I'm happy to get them in. If they're the best for the job, fantastic. But myself personally, I'm a bit on the fence in terms of not so much completely on the fence, but in terms of going for blood with Felwell as well. If I wouldn't be as upset if he stayed, nowhere near as it would be if it was Sean Dyche. And I'm very, very confident that Sean Dyche will go in the summer at the latest. So, apart from that, guys, match starts in a couple of minutes. I'm going to go. I'm going to leave you to it. It'll be myself again for the post-match. So, if it's just myself, if I have a couple of guests calling in from the rest of the Follow Everton team. But if not, just please bear with me again. Just getting used to this at the moment. And obviously the festive period, everyone's got all their stuff with families to do. So just bear with me. But Blues, let's enjoy the football. Let's get behind the team. Hopefully we get a little bit of a bounce. Let's hope there's a good atmosphere. Let's hope we can at least get a point, if not 3 points. And go home with an early Christmas present. Yeah, it's right, Blues. I'll see you after the match. Up the toffees.